So, guys, thank you very much for making it here. There are so many ifs and buts, and so many, such a many a slip between the cup and the lip. So there's so many times that you plan something and that can go wrong. किसी की तबीयत खराब हो जाए, कुछ हो जाए. But to have, 100%, almost 100% attendance is great. So thank you very much. So one of the ideas of the podcast is somebody sent me a picture yesterday of the one podcast we'd done about 10 years ago, this roundtable, because firstly I encourage everybody who has an agency to do roundtables with their prospective customers and people from within the community, because I believe when you do your own podcast, then nothing better branded like that. It's your own. Nobody has ever asked, not one person so far, out of the strangers who have not known us in the past, how many subscribers do you have? How many? Everybody just felt, oh, it just seems like a good enough thing, and people made it happen. Uh, you get prospective clients from your podcast, and then you also build a community. And what happens with building a community is that you don't feel alone. In the middle of the night, sometimes you're thinking tomorrow I have to deliver something, but hang on, maybe overcommitted or overpromised. I have no idea about SEO, but maybe I can call somebody from the community and they can take over one part. So lots of things happen when we are together. There are larger communities we are all aware of in the agency world as well as the BNI world, as the EO world and all of that. हर जगह agency founders हैं. But to be able to have small and medium-sized agency founders under 50 crores only, I don't think there's a group that is catering to that. Any of the agency founder conferences that I'm going to are people 400, 500, 600 crores, 100,000 people team and all of that. So I don't think we can relate to their everyday challenges or they can relate to our challenges. So therefore this group in this community. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just spark a conversation. So it's not going to be a Q&A with me, but I'm going to spark a conversation. It can go back and forth with me. It can go back and forth within, you people. What I'll keep jumping in is to be able to change the direction to maybe another topic so that we have all the relevant topics covered. Okay? Awesome. So what we want to start with is, we basically have these modules that we talk about just to put a framework into. We talk about the mindset. We talk about fitness. We talk about getting known, like with the podcast kind of thing. Leads, get sales, get teams, get system, get finance. Somebody said you should put get married also, so so these kind of things, so that we can remain on a particular topic, and then we can also talk about what we do to make our scores better, right? So the first is going to be get mindset. So that's what we're going to talk about. So there is a specific mindset that I believe you need for everything that you do in life. For a lot of people, it's subconscious and it's just happening. I'm feeling good, so I'm doing good. But what is the mindset also involves? What am I thinking? How am I thinking about myself? Because however you're thinking about yourself is what reflects in how you show up, how you dress up, how you talk to people. If I'm unhappy in life, it's going to reflect on my proposal. It's going to reflect on my confidence. It's going to, if I'm not feeling good about myself, something happened in the family yesterday or day before yesterday, something happened on the health front. And I'm like, I'm not feeling good at all. I don't think I can do it. I don't know with that kind of a environment in my head, what kind of a proposal I can give to a client. I'm not going to feel strong. So what do we do for our mindset? So what we're going to start with is the score. You can tell us your score on a scale of 1 to 10, what you think your mindset is right now. And then what is the one thing that you're already doing and what would you like to do to improve it? Okay, so we'll start with you, Viresh. You're a new dad. I know you're sleeping at 3 o'clock at night. So what's up?
So I think having a kid has transformed everything for me because you tend to get to a discipline in terms of your schedule and all of that. So that mindset is completely different versus now balance. The art of balancing is what I would say I am into right now, and I'm still figuring it out. And I think it's something that's keeping me on the edge. I love doing that. I love pushing myself in areas where I'm not comfortable about. So in terms of a scale of 0 to 10, I would say mindset. I feel I'm at an 8. There's room to grow because I would love to be consistent and it somewhat relates to also being fit and engaging in a fitness activity, which for me, like I said, my schedule's gone haywire. But I think that's an area for me to improve on. That's something that'll help me, get towards a 10. And yeah, I think what I do on a daily basis is push myself in zones I'm not comfortable with. One simple example like was a year back we did a summit where four of us came together. We hosted it in Goa, and we never done that before. We got a house full of 100 people. We were like even 2-3 weeks before, will we get this audience, will we not? But yeah, we put ourselves in this out of comfort zone, and I think continuing to do that, take on challenging projects which you'll be like, can I do it? But when you take it up and when you deliver, I think that pushes you more towards hitting that 8 or a 10 for me on a mindset level.
Perfect. You answered the question right, headed right on the head. Because a lot of people go around, and I'm just saying it for context, because sometimes subconsciously, without forgetting, we just did a podcast in the morning, and I asked somebody, what is that one Facebook ad you would make for your hotel? So they said, Kerala government is helping the hotels more, and Goa government needs to do more work. So I'm just saying, people normally want to say what they want to say. They don't want to listen to what the thing is. So thanks for being right on the. Yes, anybody can jump in, but we can go sequence wise as well.
So coming to the mindset, I don't know exactly how much I need to rate myself. But the one thing is, so I do encourage myself when I'm very low. So in the initial stages of my agency, I used to be very low whenever say expectations doesn't meet for the clients, or maybe there is an issue with the employees. So maybe sometimes I used to not get sleep also. So client, maybe from the client side, from the employees.
No,
So
what
I used
bothered you more?
Primarily, so initial time it is clients. So now when the employee number of employees are increasing, it's
Okay, good one.
employees also. So but always I encourage myself, so everything will be okay, so we need to go ahead. So I'm coming to fitness, I coming to the fitness, I think it
No,
will
fitness पे
help.
बाद में आएंगे. Right now,
Yeah.
mindset, and what are you doing to improve it, or what do you think you want
So
to
I
do?
think so it matters actually, when I go to regularly go to gym, so now I am missing out from the
100%.
last 5 months.
100% gym help.
So yeah, so it used to help me, so to do the things on time. So I have a clarity, everything in my mind when I do workouts. So but I don't know why I'm unable to, from last 4 or 5 months I have been trying, but sometimes I'm missing out.
But did you get
Yeah.
that email from us? Because जाने से पहले सबने 100 push-ups करने हैं.
No, I
Okay,
haven't gone. So next time I will show.
Okay.
So so coming to the rating, I don't know exactly how much I need to rate, but the thing is, so I encourage myself a lot, so when I'm low, but the thing I need to
How
work
do you,
on
how
is
do you
fitness.
encourage yourself?
So everything, so I will sort out, I will in my inner mind, I will think, so what is the options I have. So if there is any issue in front of me, I will think that, so what are the options available. So okay, so when I start doing start doing searching for options, so everything looks like simple for me. So automatically it used to sort out of many times. So that's the part.
So a lot of people escape, but you don't escape. You actually go and sit with yourself, and
myself
because that's
I do.
difficult. That's not easy.
Yeah.
To think yourself, okay, this is the problem. How do
This
I
is the
solve it?
problem. What is the options available?
Very
And what
done.
is
Very
the best
good.
thing?
Very
So
good.
this is the best thing I can do. So I will go with that option.
Amazing. That is difficult to do.
Okay, so the one thing I do is I make time for a lot of therapeutic practices, mental health, de stressing, kind of work, yoga. And then what I'd like to do is get coached again on sales and lead generation and all of that. We're in a comfortable place, but I think getting higher ticket clients is always would be nice. Yeah.
So when lots of things happen in life, and you sometimes you I don't know what to do. What do you do to control it or make it better?
So you have to just dive into it and so first figure out what the main issue is, what the main problem is, and then research about the problem, figure out why the problem is occurring, and then try to find a solution for that.
Give me an example.
Um,
Anything, could be school, could be homework, could be you're doing your project with your dad in the agency as well. So anything.
yeah, so like major inconvenience, like it taking a long time to do a certain task, like posting something and all. You can make it automated and all. So figure out first what are the exact steps to do that, and then figure out a way to automate it.
But while you're figuring all this out, is there a level of anxiety or like fear, like, or doubt while you're figuring out these steps?
Figure it out for convenience to make
Right.
it
No, but
easier.
not why. While you're figuring out the steps, is there any doubt or fear or anxiety that stops?
Of course, there will always be some doubt and anxiety, but
What do you do for that?
see, if you keep going ahead with it and you end up like figuring out the solution, then of course it'll be worth it at the end.
So does it help to talk to maybe friends or people who are doing similar projects?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Aapki bhai.
So coming to the mindset, I would split it into two. One is at the strategy and the transaction. I would rate myself as probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10. There are mood swings, there are lows and ups and highs, but we have that embedded in our office, NOW. So which is like now, just execute it, karte jao, like, we'll find a way out. And that's really helped us, where we are today. Coming to the vision level, I would rate us at like 5, my mindset at like 5 out of 10. The reason being, like, if I look at it, like, I'm almost 45 now. And when I look at, like, one of your podcast I saw with the Shabang person, like, he's maybe a little younger, where he's running 1,000 people company already, right? So it's like, he also has 24 hours in a day. And, if you have to like talk exorbitant, like look at Nambani, he also has like 24 hours in a day. We also have like 24 hours in a day. Then, fun, sometimes the mindset is like, kar kya rahe hain karke, that's what it is. So that, the vision needs to be carved out. There needs to be a goal, and then there needs to be a next scaling to it. So there are like two, transaction and all of it is like execution, make it happen. And rasta nikal aata, like, we can find the way out. So that.
So, but when you find yourself in that whole, complexity, if your mind is going completely overwhelmed, what do you do then?
Sit back, just take a 2-minute break, mellow the mind down, and just start working on it. Right. So
And that helps. Does 2 minutes help? Do you need 2 hours?
No, just 2 minutes. Like, just take a 2-minute pause, just move back, come back, do it.
Hey, no, I always tell you that you're so you're so fit. That helps also. This 2 minutes versus 20 minutes versus 2 hours is also somewhere a function of fitness.
Courtesy, you have started going walking for the past 10 days, 10, 15 days. I think I've been going walking.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, that's something on track.
One
now.
thing that I've done is, right now I just took a nap and I came. Okay. And this is one thing that my father-in-law used to tell me for years, and I used to think nahi. But every year you want to add something to your lifestyle. So this year I've added, and it's difficult. Your mindset says दोपहर को कौन सोता है यार, But I've started doing this. Getting up at 5 in the morning, automatically by around 2 o'clock you're like, हाँ 1 घंटा सो सकते हैं. 1 घंटा सो, have a cold water shower, come back, you're good for another 7-8 hours. So that helps me. Awesome. Coach DJ.
Okay, so sir, mindset is not only about that what we are feeling while we are working. It's also about that when we are not working, what we are feeling.
Right.
And most of the time, we are just spending subconsciously that thinking. It happens with all the times, because as an entrepreneur, we are full of chaos. As an entrepreneur, we are full of the success, and sometimes we are also full of the failures. So what I did for making, first of all, I want to score myself. What I did, the first of thing, I realized why I'm feeling anxious while I'm starting my day. So I feel that we have a habit that whenever we wake up, we start watching the WhatsApp.
Right.
Yeah, we are starting with the day with the phone and ending the day with the phone. So what I did first, that I separate my 2 numbers. One is for business and one for the personal. So whenever I am waking in the morning, I keep this phone in the office, and I didn't touch it before 10 a.m.
Very important.
Yeah, this keeps me so much cool and calm. The first thing that I did for improving mindset. And the second thing is that before ending the day, I will plan my next day.
Awesome, thank you. Another thing that I've seen that people have said, in a setting like this is, oh, I'm already feeling better because everybody's in the same boat. Because sometimes when you feel that सिर्फ challenge, life में कुछ भी हो, अगर हमें लगता है ना कि challenge सिर्फ मेरा है, तो second चीज आती है blame. यार ये तो मेरी गलती है. That means I've not done anything. And मेरी age इतनी हो गई है, others have achieved. And then that blaming yourself in comparison with others, that's it, you're derailed. And then you meet people who are in the similar industry, similar age, you're like, acha, ye sabke saath chal raha hai. That means there must be a way out, and we're all in it together.
Yeah, even sir, I would like to add something if you allow me. Guys, I have started my entrepreneurial journey by leaving a very secure government job where I have a 7-figure salary and after 28 years of settlements. So this so that how you are feeling every day, because I'm feeling safe, but I'm not feeling grown. And that keep me to take a decision, and I have just started and I'm growing well.
Lovely.
Lovely. So, how can we be at an Avi Arya roundtable and not give a hero introduction?
Oh,
right? So,
lovely.
my name is Floyd Tavares. I'm going to imitate you because copying is the best form of flattery. Father of one, second on the way. Love my wife to the core. Big fan of dogs, Ferrari, and I help entrepreneurs, owner-driven businesses take their business to the next level by focusing on their brand. Right. I'm going to start off with the story because I don't know how to rate my mind because there are two ways of rating it. One is on how we've completed 2024, and the next is on how do we finish 2025, FY 25-26. So FY 2024, in Feb last year, my wife had a miscarriage. We lost a kid. This was the second miscarriage. In May, my dad was in the ICU. In August, I got a slip disc. I was in bed for 2 months. In August, again, my wife got pregnant. And from week 12, she's been on bed. And in November, I lost my dad.
Oh shit, oh sorry, man.
Right? And we managed to double revenue this year. So, and that was all because of the first time we got a coach a few years back, and he coached us that mindset is 99%. And if it was not for a mindset, this would have not been possible. And obviously the people that work with us. So I'm going to rate myself as a 5. I'll tell you why. Because I want to start something called as 3 daily disciplines. If you follow Tony Robbins or Dan Martel says 5 non-negotiables. I've been trying this 3 daily disciplines for the last 2 months, and I've not been able to do it. I've been able to do 2, meditation and exercise, but the third one I've not been able to do it. Right? So I'm still going to rate myself on a 5. And the last thing is something I'm again still struggling is something called as API. Always assume positive intent. Right? Someone hits you on the road, assume that he's rushing to the hospital because his wife is sick. Right? So because we as entrepreneurs tend to get angry, someone says, I'm coming late to work, I'm not coming to work, assume positive intent. Right? So I still tend to get angry. I still tend to, right? So until I pass these, the API is always positive and the 3 daily disciplines are done for 100 days, then I will go to from a 5 to rate 7. So that's my scoring. And that's how I'm going to measure my mindset for the next 100 days. And that's how I would like to work on 2025.
Lovely, yeah, awesome. Loved it. There's lots of learning in that. Awesome. A couple of things that I wanted to sort of share from my end was that I thought everything can be so granular and so, वो कहते हैं ना, God is in the details. So mindset for me was always like, I had positioned myself in my head as a person who was always positive and not crying because I was trained by my, parents to not. But then when I started digging deeper, I started realizing that कहीं ना कहीं in my mind, there was a handbrake. गाड़ी चला रहे थे लेकिन हैंड ब्रेक चला के खींच रहे थे, कहीं ना कहीं there was a self-sabotage. That if something fails automatically where I'm not to be blamed, let it fail. क्योंकि अगर दुनिया को नहीं पता लगे कि ये मेरी वजह से हुआ है, तो अगर हो जाए तो होने दो, और वो गाड़ी लग जाने दो, वो एक्सीडेंट होने दो, वो फेलियर होने दो. And then I said, okay, fine. Why is this self-sabotage happening? Then I have my coach. I spoke to my coach. So he said, like a good coach will not give you the right answer mostly. He'll ask you more questions. इसके बारे में सोचो and then come back. So my coach is amazing. His name is Dave. So he's 76 years old. He's done awesome stuff. I'll show you a voice note he sent me a few days ago. So when I started digging deeper, I realized that somewhere in our head, or in my head at least, I want to be secure and safe. And this whole handling this chaos since the age of 18 to now 48, 30 years, somewhere you feel, yeah, this chaos is too much. And you're saying that your work is the chaos. And if the work stops or finishes or ends, नहीं नहीं नहीं, हम तो पूजा करते हैं भगवान हमारे बिजनेस को कुछ ना करे, बट इंटरनली देयर इज अ सेल्फ सैबोटाज जो कहीं ना कहीं कह रहा है कि somewhere you're okay if some things crash. Why is that feeling happening? Because you want to feel safe. कि अगर ये नहीं होगा तो चारों तरफ से अटैक नहीं होगा, और चारों तरफ से अटैक नहीं होगा तो आप सेफ हो गए. And then I started drawing a roadmap of how will I feel safe. I'll feel safe if there are less demands that where I can less demands that I cannot fulfill. That means I'm not challenged by demand. Could be clients, could be cash flow, could be hiring, firing, the crazy travel that I do. If I can not have to respond to those demands and be every 2 hours say कोई बात नहीं, वी कैन डू इट, कोई बात नहीं, वी कैन डू इट, कोई बात नहीं, वी कैन डू इट. तो अगर वो सब नहीं करना होगा, हर 2 घंटे बाद अपने अंदर की स्ट्रेंथ को नहीं निकालना होगा, तो कितनी सेफ फीलिंग होगी. एंड देन आई रियलाइज कि नहीं, वो सेफ फीलिंग नहीं होगी. दैट फीलिंग विल लीड टू अनदर फीलिंग विच विल बी ऑफ सेल्फ डाउट. आई कांट डू इट. And then I realized that this was the feeling that led me to become an entrepreneur in the same first place. कि वो feeling जो थी कि can I do it or not, I'm too safe, I want growth, what will happen? अब उस feeling से निकल के आप यहाँ आए हो ना, इस feeling से आप वहाँ वापस जाना चाहते हो. That's not going to happen. So, like you said, you talk to yourself. So I came to this decision that everything has to have santulan and balance. So that means circuit breaker. So in my head, I called it a circuit breaker. कि जब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वगैरह ज़्यादा हो जाती है ना, बंद करते हो ना सर्किट, यहाँ से बंद करो कि आग नहीं लगे पूरे घर में इलेक्ट. सो द सर्किट ब्रेकर वॉज योगा. सर्किट ब्रेकर वॉज द आफ्टरनून नैप. सर्किट ब्रेकर इज गोइंग फॉर अ मूवी कपल ऑफ टाइम्स. लाइक व्हेन आई गो फॉर अ मूवी देन इट्स लाइक 6 से 9 देखा है तो 9 से 12 वाले भी दूसरी देख लेते हैं. सो लाइक यू नो, लाइक डोंट ब्लेम योर सेल्फ फॉर हैविंग सो मच फन बिकॉज दैट इज योर सर्किट ब्रेकर. So once I started doing that, that started helping me. This is the last sort of 1 or 2 years thing, because things keep changing, right? Your parents will grow older, your kids will grow older, your responsibility कुछ कम नहीं होने वाला. Because also one thing that I realized was, just for myself, the conversation that I have with myself is that a lot of us follow in India American concepts, right? And they don't work 100%. You can't copy paste. One of the things that I have a problem with is that 9 to 5. Because I think we are a poor country. We have to work very hard. 9 to 5 में नहीं चल सकता. ना entrepreneur, ना employee. हो ही नहीं सकता. You know, so we have to understand like that. There are many things that we pick up from overseas and we bring it here and we say, okay, this kind of a weekend, this kind of a long weekend. The thing is, when the rocket is going to ship, you cannot keep on taking breaks. I'm talking about myself. And
But don't you think the bigger the bigger challenge here is not the 9 to 5, it's a generational change after COVID, right? It is, I don't want a 9 to 5, I want hybrid. I want work from home. I want, to do a second job. I need a second hustle. And especially when you have done the biggest world influencers talking about the hustle culture, don't sleep in the afternoon, sleep when you grow old, right? So now you're challenging, now these are young, malleable minds that want to follow the American culture of hustle. At the same time, they want hybrid, they want work from home. And, where is the growth? Where is the path for success that you've kind of taken, right? After you've reached a particular phase, now you can say I can sleep in the afternoon.
No. In fact, the thing is that even now I don't want. See, at any stage, we had a hoteliers conference before this. Every single hotelier was owning or managing at least 100 hotels. So, like you said, कि 24 hours में हम अपना बना लेते हैं system. You can't take your foot off the gas because somebody is there to, unless you say, fine, I've got enough wealth, अब मैं इसको करूँगा, इतने में जितना आएगा ठीक है, and then I have enough savings and my mutual fund or all of that. Until that happens, everybody has to reach a certain place every single day. So I just feel that in the morning I was telling somebody, and my cousin I was talking to, and he was like, I think you're judging me. I said, no, I'm not judging anybody. Because I was the person who didn't have discipline for the longest time. Now I've brought in a lot of discipline in my life, so I'm not judging you. But I've started seeing that people's success is 80% discipline. That's at the end, right? Like you look very fit, so you must be going to the gym every day. Doesn't matter what.
So I had a slip disc, so I have to work out at home.
हाँ, so कर रहे हो ना, बस that's it, finished. So जो नहीं discipline है, तो अगर आपकी पढ़ाई लिखाई कम है, दिमाग कम है, टीम कम है, सब कुछ कम है, फिर भी आप ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल हो. लेकिन अगर सब कुछ होने के बाद भी डिसिप्लिन नहीं है, तो वो साफ दिखता है लोगों की बैलेंस शीट्स में. एनीवे, आप you had a good point about teams and how things are evolving. So let's go straight to teams, which is also a part of our thing. Get teams. So anybody wants to vent out? Anybody can take the mic. Dheeraj,
I think I'll ask Viresh. Viresh, you have a big team, right? I think 60, 70 people.
अब रुलाओगे क्या, बस करो.
How do you hire right here?
So I think hiring is always, it's a hit or a miss. I can never say I've made the right hiring decision until the person works with me and I realize if our bandwidths match and our wavelengths match, and it shows up right in a few months time. But I think one point I'll come back to was how Floyd mentioned about assume positive intent, and I think this is a game changer because often my team come they'll come with situations and challenges and they'll say ये बोल रहा है कि इसके घर में कोई बीमार है पर मुझे लग रहा है ये झूठ बोल रहा है. And I'll say, if that is the scene, let's go with what he is saying or she is saying. Let's assume that actually there is someone not well and let's see how it goes. Because I don't want to doubt what the person's saying in the first instance unless I have a direct visual proof or I know for a matter of fact कि ये सही नहीं है. So I think same with hiring. Like if the person is genuinely saying and making a positive statement कि मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, let's try it out. What will I lose? That guy's salary. That's the maximum risk that I'm taking. Let's go for it. So I think quite often we try to hire the perfect candidate, which means you hire a duplicate of you. You try to hire a duplicate of you, and it's never going to happen. You're never going to find someone as good as you or equivalent to you in that specific job requirement that you have.
You know what I've seen is that there are two spectrums. One is you start with absolute distrust, and then the person has to work their way back and say कि मैं trust बना के दूंगा आपको. तो कुछ लोग ऐसे आते हैं, क्या मुझे नहीं लग रहा ये कुछ कर सकता है, और आप zero से start करते हो. He has to work. Then there are some people you trust so much, and they have to disappoint you for you to say कि नहीं. और end में दोनों आधे रास्ते ही आते हैं. There are very few people who will go above and beyond the call of duty and say, I'm going to be more than 50% of what I promised you. Everybody, in my opinion, not everybody, but most people want to give you 5 to 6 on 10 and say, इससे ज़्यादा करके ना benchmark बता दोगे तो जान ले लेगा हमारी. So let's keep that. But then there are some outliers who come in and who are just naturally I would not say driven, but they're naturally, their whole direction in life is that I'm not fooling him or her, I'm fooling myself if I'm doing something wrong. If you find somebody like that, like never let them go, and those people are there. And last thing I like to say is कि इसमें ना कि ज़्यादातर मैंने वो लोग देखे हैं जिन लोगों ने ओवर परफॉर्म किया. They have not come from the right colleges, they have not come from this thing. They've just come from the fact कि उनको और किसी ने कुछ पूछा नहीं और हमने उनसे बात करी, उनको बोला कि I believe in you. Like, oh my God, really? And a lot of people say, even in the coaching business, and same thing with your team, they say, if you believe in me, I believe in myself. So we have to identify those people, and then those people can take over the business.
So currently we are a team of 55. It's a mix of the Gen Z and the seniors. Gen Z come with a lot of sharp minds, but the system, we felt there's some lack of ownership coming up over there.
क्यों नहीं दे रहे आप ownership? बताओ.
You're a Gen Z or you're
I'm
You're a
just
Gen
joking.
Z. You're the last of the Gen Z.
We're going to come to you after this. Okay?
So that's one thing that we felt over here, right? But internally, what we have been is like, I had one social media executive join us, and within a year's time, I think she got a 3x of a raise, and she's the lead right now. But again, they don't see a bigger vision because I think it comes with age and experience and time. So that's one thing that we've been feeling as a hiccup over here. So it's a mix of seniors and juniors, and we're carving our way out future K. How do we take this up? But for us, one thing what we do is even in the hiring process, first we are giving them an aptitude test. Two, there's a social media person or whatever role that they're coming for. They take an interview, and then we also give them an assessment to do. That's point number 3. And then there is a final round happening with me. So they go through 4 layers of interviews. Uske baad bhi there are bad apples that we get.
I would just like to put a word of caution based on my experience over here. For a couple of layers of interviews, what happens is that your team will not get your best people come in front of you. वो वहीं से threaten होके politics होके वहीं से खत्म हो जाएंगे. So you just have to be careful about that. So I meet every single person first time so that मेरी opportunity मेरे हाथ से ना निकल जाए. Then when I feel the person is right, I'll give it to somebody else, and the person says no based on what? Then I'm aware. I'm just saying because gems slip out of your hands because किसी और ने देखा अरे यार ये तो मेरे से ज़्यादा चमक रहा है हीरा, उसको आगे लेके ही मत जाओ.
Oh, I'll take it as feedback. Thanks. Yeah.
Like they say, right? A hires B, B will hire C. So, sorry, आपकी बारी. So we're talking about why teams don't deliver, or why a lot of people have that, I can only work 9 to 5, or people are not serious or not showing up on time and all of that. And a lot of people are saying it's mostly the people who are under 25 who are not very serious. Is that true? And what are your thoughts?
It's not necessarily people under 25. It's mostly because people above 25 have more experience at a workplace, and they know exactly what to do and how to do it, and like what way you have to show up, how to show up. And then people under 25 don't have that much exposure in the field, so they would need some help and all to get into that.
So when people in offices, like this is a conversation which is happening in offices all over the world, that youngsters are entitled. They're like, give me this much salary, 3x in 1 year, and if you don't give it, I'll find some other company to work. Is that right? And how should we solve it?
See, solving it is actually a quite difficult thing to do, but it is kind of right. I mean, not of course, not all people do that, but there are some people who just don't want to work and they just want to go for the best job they can. If getting that position, they just quit. So
It's more the title sometimes.
yeah.
So if do you think that young people like you should be made responsible for young people, like if you were to handle HR for young people, because you'll understand them more, because seniors like us might be judging them, and do you think young people should be managing young people?
See, it's not like you can't just generalize it like young people.
Okay.
It has to depend on how they work, how they act, and the way they would manage. So you have to first see if they can hold that position, and if they are responsible enough, if they are loyal enough to hold that position.
So what is loyalty to a young person in an agency?
Sorry, what?
Like what is loyalty?
Loyalty. Loyalty is just no matter what, you will do the right thing.
No matter what, you'll do the right thing. So is that loyalty to the self or to the company?
Technically to company. Yes, yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. You should start a YouTube channel. He's already started today.
No, so he was interning with me in our office. Excellent. And he negotiated on his salary. Okay. And then we agreed to it. Plus, since he's also my son, so his travel expenses were borne by me. And then, this guy said, okay, my 4 hours are done, I'm going to leave now. काम पड़ा हुआ है बाकी करने का. He's like, my 4 hours are done, I'm leaving now. So,
किसी सिफारिश से तो नहीं आया था ना?
he negotiated like about 3,000 rupees more.
Yeah, please.
Even all of my team members are so I'm very young when I started my agency. I'm 24. Even now
You're 24 now?
No, when I started the agency.
How old are you now?
29. It's been 5 years since I have
You're still very young.
Yeah. So all of my team members are very young. So around 24 or 25. So the thing is, they do work. So why I hear young people and Gen Z people is mostly so they know the trends of social media, how it is going to work, and they know the latest trends, and they can do adapting to that trend. And the thing, one I think Sar told that he told that I will leave at 4. My team is up. Time is up, so I need to leave. exactly this will happen with my team also. Like, so till they are at office, okay, so they will work. They work very good. So once they are not at office, like, so they are not showing willing to like give replies also to the clients. So I have been working on this one. So I think so.
Yeah, ये तो सबकी वो है. But you know what? Another thing, I'm just, because this is the third roundtable we're doing, so I'm just sharing with you whatever. Another thing that came to the fore was that so many years ago we had introduced video games in our office. We got those dabbas made with coins and all of that. One was that circuit breaker चलेगा बच्चों के लिए, उनको दिमाग काम से निकलेगा. और दूसरा है कि शाम को अगर वीडियो गेम खेलनी है तो ऑफिस में बैठे ही रहो ना, एक्स्ट्रा बैठो, ऑफिस के एनवायरनमेंट में ही बैठे रहो. Then in the evening we started digital marketing training. We called a trainer to do training for them. So ये इकोसिस्टम लंबा बैठने की आदत भी डालो, ट्रेनिंग भी करो, सब कुछ करो. So your whole ecosystem becomes here. It helped to some extent. But the thing is that like my daughter is 19, the other one is 15, और मैं उनको भी कहता हूँ that if at all you go to a company and you do something like this, I just want to tell you that ये जो AI वगैरह जो लोग रो रहे हैं ना, this everything happens in nature. There is a demand, there's something you squeeze in और वहाँ से दूसरी तरफ से कुछ फट के निकलता है. तो मुझे लगता है कि AI इन्हीं सब चीज़ों की वजह से निकल रहा है. Today, I am telling my team, and I'm sure many of you are as well, that today from 100 people we want to be ASAP 30 people. You know, I want to reduce the stress of तूने काम किया कि नहीं, तूने reply किया कि नहीं. I want to bring in AI जो मेरे को stress नहीं देगा. So this is not replacing or firing people. This is just trying to live a more stress-free life. And if your humans are not able to give it, AI has come into the picture to say, you know, let's me make your life stress-free because of that. The challenge for the youngsters is going to be how to use AI, because what I thought was कि जब AI आ जाएगा ना, oh my God, सब कर देंगे. But it was like जब बीमार लोगों के सामने जिम आ गया या योगा आ गया तो इसका मतलब सबने जिम जाना शुरू कर दिया. नहीं, वहीं पड़े AI के टूल्स, सब पड़ा है, यूज करने वाले लोग अभी भी कम है. So yeah. So I definitely suggest. And who was I talking to yesterday? Young guy who told me, I just totally forgot. I'd gone to meet a property dealer, City Homes. He told me that he's got 3 different offices, and we were talking about staff management. And I said, we don't mix cultures, right? Because the new blood and the old blood, they think differently. You have to keep it different. So like, you know, have multiple Diwali parties on the same day, but sometimes you have to have different satellite offices with different cultures, and sort of that seems to be working, because एक जगह अगर एक culture बन गया है, वहाँ और लोग लाते रहोगे, वो same culture में रह जाएंगे,
We
बढ़ेगा
also
नहीं
have a
कुछ.
no questions asked 5,000 rupees AI implementation. So whatever tool you want to use of AI, no questions asked. You don't need to ask. Just take my credit card, 5,000 a month you can use. Not many are using it, as you said. You're giving it for free, but it's an initiative we are trying.
इनका टूल लेना मत, ये फंसा देंगे, 5,000 करेंगे, फिर तुम्हारे से ही काम करवाएंगे.
No, but there are few who are doing it really well, and they've created.
Yeah, अभी हमारे तो I'll tell you, all your agencies have WhatsApp groups where you guys are not there. जहाँ वो बात करते हैं कि मॉर्निंग मीटिंग में ये इतना बोलने वाला है, इतना तो हाँ बोलना, तो ना बोलना, ताकि इतना होएगा. प्लानिंग करके आते हैं मीटिंग में, आपको लगता है बिना प्लानिंग के आ रहे हैं. You know, that's the nature of the game. Any thoughts?
Do you need me to? You do, right? For it to pick up. Anyway.
Anywhere on there.
My philosophy is rather different. I've actually found that by having a 10 to 6 work schedule and not having my staff work after that gives them the important work-life balance and cut-off time that encourages them to be productive during the day. And I hold them accountable more for their work, and I find them being more productive without having to field calls from clients. We train our clients also, and so they don't reach out to us much outside of work hours. But if they do, I take the messages. Now, we're a small business. We're a lot smaller than most of you probably. So I'm happy in my little kingdom, and it works great, you know. And we're an all-women team, and so maybe we work a little differently based on, you know, work-life balance.
Awesome. So you said I'm happy. So end में तो वो ये happy हो तो बात खत्म होगी ना. उसके बाद तो कुछ नहीं रह गया. ये सब उसी की तलाश में तो हो रहा है.
It's also, like we're a more creative agency than technical. I think if you're more technical, you might have a different work style.
Tell me, how do you
More
think? You
creative.
saw the update yesterday, obviously. Or ChatGPT is creating those amazing posters. See, my favorite thing in this world is posters and stickers. Like I'm a sucker for them. Like if
I agree with Miyazaki, and I'm not sold by AI. So yeah.
because I think many of us, no, not many of us, maybe only me, Coach DJ, Dheeraj, some couple of us grew up with those Archie's posters and all of that. कमरे में होते थे. I used to always see myself on those posters. It's like मैं अपना पोस्टर बनाऊंगा. हम डिजाइनर के पास जाते थे, वो कहता था 2 हफ्ते लगेंगे. फिर ये वाले कलर्स है वो. ChatGPT. Now those posters are there. So what's going to happen? What's the future of a creative agency after this?
I don't even ask my staff if they use ChatGPT, and I'm happy with the work. That's what's important. We do mostly bespoke work. So if they're able to make things look bespoke, then more power to them. But if it looks generic, it won't fly. But as far as like AI on the larger picture,
Can I just pause? Right.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit of an example of how you would say yes, go ahead, give
everything.
give a go ahead to so today is 29th of March 2025 and yesterday was the launch of this this amazing update which we all wished for internally somewhere. What would be a post that you would say yes to, and what would be a post that you would say no to, and what angle would you put in and make it like your agency bespoke post?
It has to pass the test of me finding it engaging, and it has to pass the test of being in the brand's voice. Those are the two things, right?
But does it have to be a little more personalized? That it shows that
Those two. So it has to, like I said, it has to sound like it fits the brand that we're producing it for, and it has to be interesting, engaging enough. If it's generic in our work, because we do mostly bespoke creative work for small business and all of that, that's what works. That's what's needed for us. Very different with bigger agencies and needing to churn out like a lot more content. In our case, we do it's less content and more creative and all of that. So for us, this is
So are you worried?
works. About AI and Ghibli and all of that. Honestly, I feel like given that we all work with design and designers, in the short term we may have profits, but in the long term it's going to kill if we don't, and it's already happening. My friends who are designers and stuff don't have enough work, and we are in a third world developing country
Right.
that is capitalistic. And if we go with what the US is saying about everyone should embrace AI and everyone's for it, the fact is that in our environments, a lot of people are going to be out of work, and it's a serious problem. It's not as simple. It's more complex than just embracing whatever technology
But
comes.
the thing is कि वो तो हो गया है.
I think there'll be space for people like us who do more bespoke work. There'll always need to be creative, like strategic thinkers who adapt the technology to the thing. So we're safe, right? Like as long as we know how to think, we're
right.
safer.
Love it. I love it.
But the kids who are, in the next generations, they're up for like major challenges. And I was part of an edtech company, and I saw them trying to train people for how to problem solve and stuff in the future and be entrepreneurial. Because if we our education system churns out clones, and if we continue to churn out clones and who are using AI, where's the creative industry gonna?
I loved what you said because I truly believe what AI is going to do is, if we want to survive this AI thing, we have to, the people who solve the how to thinking part, because thinking is very difficult. Clients अपने आप अपना business सोच के strategy नहीं बना सकते. And the US and all these countries have always charged for strategy and consulting. We have always been the execution country. Now we can think, right? And now there's a reason, and it worked because there were so many people also. Now everybody needs to know how to think. It is going to be difficult. All these creative thinking and visualized thinking, all of these classes make sense. People should take those classes. But in the morning today, we were supposed to do an interview on Monday. And the lady from my office called and said, those 2 interviews are still pending. So I said, I'm not ready to make a decision right now. Yesterday I told her to remind me because I didn't want to lose them. After the update, I said, I'm not in a hurry to make a decision. Let's see. अभी एक हफ्ता देखते हैं और क्या हो रहा है इसकी वजह से, कैसे हमारी टीम अडॉप्ट कर रही है. So I mean, it's already happening, right?
So I think yesterday something really funny, like not funny actually, quite scary happened. So we are always searching for graphic designers, and huge shot, we like 2-3 graphic designers shot, and we put ads. We've not getting the right candidate. A lot of people from Pune, but we want a full time from office. And my wife, who's my second coach, right? She's on bed rest. She said, "Why be hiring graphic designers? Just look for 3 people who's good with AI. Get people who can, because graphic is going to be all AI in the next 2-3 months. Find good BBA students who understand AI and hire those 3. Just focus on AI." So that was.
And also, you're absolutely right. Even in fact, BBA की भी जरूरत नहीं है. You just need people जो छोटे टाउन से आ रहे हैं. I'll tell you, where the sweet spot is. You don't. People who speak not very good English, they don't get interviews. But वो AI कर रही हैं.
But don't you need good prompts for AI? Like you need good prompts, right?
It's good. They don't. They
Prompts is English, right? Like copy. Like
they can write the right English and fix it. They cannot speak and present it. So for a good price, it adds value to the whole ecosystem. These people were nowhere. These people were project manager के assistant project manager के सिफारिश में पीछे उसका intern बैठा है. कौन हो तुम? सर 4 महीने से आपकी कंपनी में काम कर रहा हूँ. Who's this person? I hope he's not talking to the client. He cannot present. No, sir, he's not talking to the client. He's an intern. Okay, now those people, I'm like, who are those people? You guys come. तुम AI से करो फटाक, because they're ready to do that part. They're playing around with it. So bang on idea, bang on. That's because 4, 5 or 6 years ago, I made a video which is on my channel, Ask Avi Arya, where I said agencies are going to lose designations. It's only going to be, like she said, we are here, we have to think and solve a problem and solve it and give it to them. ये क्रिएटिव हूँ जी, मैं तो SEO करता हूँ, वो सब खत्म. वो तो मशीन कर रही है. आप बताओ क्या करवाना है. That's it.
Interns can use Canva now and churn stuff out.
Interns are the best. Overhire, कोई अगर टाइम पे जा रहा है, नहीं आ रहा, ये है वो है, टाइम पे नहीं आ रहा, all of that. So overhire interns and look for gems there. Give them everything, because see, for medium-sized agencies, I don't think you can pay 1 or 2 lakh rupees to a person and give them lots of bonuses and perks. हम लोग नहीं afford कर पाते. But अगर आपको interns मिल रहे हैं, 10-15,000 में स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं और उसने कल 30 तक ही जाना है, तो उसको आप perks भी दे सकते हो, गिफ्ट्स भी दे सकते हो, सब दे सकते हो. तो that is an affordable stage. So एक अलग से incubator center बना के, then what happens is that these people raise the bench mark. So you say, okay guys, today is the 20 by 20 by 20 challenge, right? So you have to do 20 graphics on this hotel, and you have to do 20 sort of strategy ideas. You have to do 20 this thing, and your time starts now. और 3 घंटे का एग्जाम है, and 1 घंटे में करके आ जाएंगे. You take this to your existing team. नहीं हो सकता, आज नहीं हो सकता, कल नहीं हो सकता. 2 by 2 by 2 का चैलेंज शायद पास कर लेंगे आपके लिए. That the 10x वेट कर रहा है हमारे लिए. So I feel that, okay, till 6 months back, I was telling my team why senior people, not only my team, because I talk to agencies all over the world. मेरी टीम वाले मेरा वीडियो देख के बोलेंगे आप हमारे अच्छा, this is the message was meant for me. The senior people, 6 months back, I used to feel are going to be relevant for context. कि देखिए आप तो 15 साल से हैं, आपको तो पता है काम कैसे चलता है, तो आप कॉन्टेक्स्ट के लिए आपकी ज़रूरत बहुत ज़्यादा है. आपको एक्सपीरियंस है. क्या एक्सपीरियंस? जो काम अभी स्टार्ट हो रहा है वो तो था ही नहीं 6 महीने पहले जो हम कर रहे थे. यू गो टू एन AI, there are वर्क फ्लोज एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. वो तो आप करने को तैयार ही नहीं हो. तो आप किस चीज़ के एक्सपीरियंस को लेके आ रहे हो? फोन उठाने के लिए, हाँ जी गुप्ता जी, हाउ आर यू? बट ही इज नॉट इवन कॉलिंग यू एनी मोर. ही इज कॉलिंग द यंग किड हु 17 years old, जो कहता है हाँ सर वो यार 10 ग्राफिक भेज देगा, सर 20 भेजता हूँ, 5 मिनट दो. Why should he call the senior person who's like going to give him that or the SOP protocol kind of a thing? So the exciting part is for agency founders, this is an agency founder podcast. So the exciting part is, I feel everybody should think, and आप बहुत अच्छा सोच रहे हो, you should think of building a parallel team, maybe in a parallel office with different with 10x the speed, because it's possible. And then that becomes your new benchmark.
You need to get AI in your.
Right. Right. So get that, and then वो आपके team, that's 10x, right? Then some of the existing people
Like a war room.
वो ये आई थिंक इंडियन अपने इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम यही तो करती है। वो रणजी में अलग बंदे ट्रेन कर रही है, आईपीएल में अदर ट्रेन कर रही है, हर जगह वो कह रहे हैं तुम छक्के मारो। पहले कौन करता था ऐसे कि एक मैच में 10 छक्के मारेगा बंदा, देखेंगे उसको। ऐसे कौन लोग हैं जिन्होंने एक ही मैच में 10 छक्के मारे? उनकी लिस्ट बना लो अलग से और देखो उसको हम टेस्ट में कहाँ फिट कर सकते हैं। ऐसा कुछ था ही नहीं। अब अलग अलग फॉर्मेट्स चल रहे हैं, उन छोटे छोटे फॉर्मेट्स में जो पीपल आर यूज्ड टू हिटिंग 6 सिक्सेस उसको लेके आते हैं 6 डाउन इंडिया टीम में बना के कि ये मारेगा। दूसरा आदमी कहता है यू क्रेजी, यू वांट मी टू हिट 6 सिक्सेस इन वन मैच, नॉट कंसेक्यूटिवली, बट हो ही नहीं सकता। बट आज अलग अलग साइलोज में प्लेयर्स बन रहे हैं।
That means experience is actually bad.
एक्सपीरियंस कैन बी, मुझे लग रहा है आजकल, मुझे ये लग रहा है, आई एम टेलिंग यू। सो इट वाज कंसर्निंग फॉर मी व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग दिस एक्सरसाइज विद माय कोच कि सबसे पहले तो मैं जाऊंगा ना। सो दैट्स व्हाई आई बिकेम अ कोच एंड आई स्टार्टेड दिस कम्युनिटी बिकॉज आई वाज लाइक लेट मी अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स हैपनिंग। दिस वन ऑफ द रीजंस ऑफ स्टार्टिंग एजेंसी फाउंडर वाज टू बी एबल टू स्टे रेलेवेंट। मैं अकेले बैठ, इट्स नॉट टू गिव ज्ञान, इट्स टू स्टे रेलेवेंट, टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम एवरीबडी व्हाट्स हैपनिंग सो दैट वी कैन स्टे.
So, I have an interesting story on this front because summer of 2024, one of my clients came to me and said, "Mera ladka 10th standard pass hai. He's just finished his 10th standard. He's got some time. Take him in your office, make him move files from one corner to the other, but just keep him in your office." I said, "Yeah, cool. We'll give him some relevant work. Let him join."
फाइल्स तो है नहीं हमारे ऑफिस में.
So he comes in, and the team's giving him some tasks. Everyone likes him. He's helpful. And then there was this one challenge for one of our top clients that I was struggling with to get it through my team members, the experienced team members. And I said, "मेरे को ये चाहिए नहीं यार, we are busy, we are caught up. It's going to take time. It needs a lot of brainstorming." मैंने बोला, "Call that intern who just joined in." He comes in, I give him the brief. By next morning, I have the file ready, which is a calendar with like 15 posts in the brand voice, with the right images, with everything on point. And I sent it to his dad, and I'm like, "Guess who made this?" He says, "Are you kidding me?" So, this was an intern who was just 10 standard, and he worked on a luxury brand, got the brand voice right, understood the different outlets that the brand has and everything, and spot on. So, I think he used AI and he built it, but he did the job. So, I think that's where the
And
industry is.
this whole conversation on experience, did you hire him finally?
So, he was interning when I was in 12th. So,
Okay.
but I'd love
उसको बोलो कोई फायदा नहीं, आ जाए इधर ही. No, but the conversation around is experience going to become redundant is amazing, right? Experience की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
But I have another perception, sir, कि whenever we are hiring people ना, तो we are thinking कि how loyal are you, what's your vision. Just these are the bullshits in these terms.
Right.
Because you are thinking for yourself. Then if he is thinking for himself, then what is the bad thing? Right? तो मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि just match the EQ first. कि how long he wants to go with you. Suppose you are riding in a Mercedes and he comes with a Maruti 800. How long will the travel relevant? So first of all, you have to understand that what mindset he has to join to you. उसके बाद फिर सारी ज्ञानबाजी हो जाएगी कि हम क्या करना चाहते हैं, right? Because unless he has a mindset to work with you for the long time, and if you're investing him or in her for the long time, it is irrelevant. And I experienced this. I hired a personal assistant for me. She's one of the famous copywriter from the famous agency. I invested in her.
Okay.
I invested around 6 to 8 months. And after 8 months, I realized that she is not willing to work because she has some other plans. We and Avi sir has discussed all things, and I have to take the decision to fire her. And that is the biggest learning that I had. First of all, when a person comes, first test him that how long he want to go with you. And that is also I learned with the sir. I am hiring you as my project manager. If you want to become the next competition of me, please come and join me.
See, you know what? This is such a difficult thing, right? How do you predict the future?
Yeah.
So, मेरे को तो एक चीज समझ आई है. We did one, interview with somebody from your team also. We met somebody in person in your office also. हर जगह, the only thing that has worked is pattern. अगर आप किसी का pattern पहले का देखो and then आगे का देखो, somewhere there's a similar because people don't change their pattern. So if you can able to see, okay, what happened, like they say, मेरा सारे बॉस गंदे थे, सारे ये थे, एनवायरनमेंट गंदा था, सिटी गंदी थी, तो यहाँ क्या बेटर होने वाला है. सो एक माइंडसेट वहाँ से पता लग जाता है. सो पैटर्न, इफ यू डिडंट लाइक सोशल मीडिया, you didn't like this. So I think one of the things that is coming to my mind is, let's stop interviewing for a particular position. Let's just interview for the mindset or the EQ like you said, और फिर देख लेंगे उसको क्या कराना है, क्योंकि अब तो AI है ना, उसको क्या हमारे को AI को एक्सपर्ट मिल जाएगा.
The EQ only means that कि how relevant is he to work. Suppose वो ओपन टू लर्निंग नहीं है, हमने एक जेएनजी को उठा लिया और उस जेएनजी के पास ये विजन ही नहीं है कि मुझे यहाँ पे क्या आउटपुट ला कर देना, तो हमने AI टूल से सब कुछ दे दिया लेकिन वो होता नहीं है. और अगर उसका माइंडसेट ही नहीं, मुझे भी अपनी कंपनी खोलनी है, ठीक है, यू आर ओपन टू work with me.
The Gen Z, the current Gen Z, their mindset is to open something, have a side hustle, because that's the culture right now.
Everybody. Last night I was with a friend of mine. Uska beta is in grade 8 in Delhi. He said, I've got 3 businesses. Because it's cool to say I've got 3 businesses.
So it's
Yeah.
inflation, that's not good.
Huh?
Things are expensive.
Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, I definitely feel, I encourage my kids to start a business when they were 13, 14 or whatever. But the thing is, start with one, then go to the other, then to the third. This is, I feel it should not be only a vanity metric. मैं 4 जगह काम कर रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's when, like, building a personal brand like you've done, like, then you attract people towards you for your personal brand.
It works
right?
like
So
magic.
I think people, that's where SMEs, like the SMEs should, I think, focus on personal brands from a hiring point of view, right? Because you can only scale if you get more business and you don't hire, then what's the point, right?
No, you're so right. You know, this, I obviously learned this from Gary Vee many years ago, 20 years ago, I think. I don't know when I met him for the first time, and a couple of these things just clicked with me. And today we were doing this podcast in the morning, and Manmeet was there and a couple of other people were there. These people owned 1,000 hotels in India, and they were everybody, exactly the same thing happened. And I'm saying it just to drive a point so that people can also do the same. Almost everybody took a picture. Now your clients want a picture with you. रोज की वो वाली कंप्लेंट्स नहीं आएगी फिर, आई डोंट लाइक यू. छोड़ने से पहले भी 2-3 वार्निंग्स में देंगी, यार देख यार तू तो दोस्त है यार, देख बट ये नहीं ठीक चल रहा, यू नो. तो इट बिकम्स मच ईजियर. एंड hiring, definitely. People want to work with you because of the value system that you've shown there. So that helped. But the thing is, there was a time when I was doing it, when it was, अब तो 2 महीने में personal brand बन जाएगा. Like we say about the level 00 system, create 8 reels which talk about you and your family, and you have such a good, deep, genuine story. Just divide it into 8 different parts. Put one story every week and target it to the same 500 people that you want 50 clients out of. उन्हीं को बार-बार पता लगता रहे. And then the same set of people who you want to hire, you have the database. उन्हीं को दिखाते रहो. When they come to you, they should be able to say, sir, I hope your wife is feeling better now. Interview का start करने से पहले. So you already have a connection with that guy. Okay, so let's shift gears and go to leads. So how do you guys get leads? Spill the beans. अपनी सारी secrets बता दो. अपने Zoho के password सब एक दूसरे के साथ share करके जाएंगे.
So I've tried bunch of strategies, bunch of things right off the bat in the beginning. One groups that I was part of was BNI. I'm sure everyone knows about it, and I was part of 2 chapters. It was amazing. I built great connections, and I think what I learned from there is relationships matter more than anything else. So those relationships that I've built till date help me fuel new leads, new referrals.
Do you get work from them or they refer you to other people?
Both. So I continue to work with some of them. I continue to work with people they refer me with.
But BNI is only raw retainers or ऐसा नहीं है?
It's actually a mix. So I've had, I mean, it depends on how much effort you put in any place, right? I mean, even if I walk into this room and I don't say anything versus I make a strong introduction. So even if someone can't afford me in that room but has a high regard towards me and then goes and speaks to someone who has the potential, there you have a bigger retainer, right? So I think it's always about how hard you work in that sort of setup. So for me, BNI definitely helped in the beginning, and not right now. So yeah, I exited at a point of time when COVID hit and stuff, and then I continued to understand the philosophy and I implement it till date. Like they say, givers gain. So you keep helping. I've got so many agency founders who I pass on business to, I speak to, I collaborate with, and I think it always helps.
As a lazy person, I feel that creating lots of content in YouTube video is also givers gain. आप देते रहो, बताते रहो कुछ ना कुछ ज्ञान, then people automatically हाँ because उसमें भी if you just think कि यार क्या answer, what are the top 10 questions of the day or the week, now this thing is coming, agency founders are getting stuck, my video should be about don't worry, ऐसे करना है, And I was like, you always get help from these people, so you reach out to them and you. Acha, so then that's one. What else?
That's one. I think next is definitely Facebook lead gen campaigns. GMB is a big plus because organic leads keep flowing in. I would encourage get all your customers to review you because that's a clear blueprint, and I think prospective customers
उससे phones बजते हैं?
yeah.
अच्छा.
Yeah. And I've got one of my biggest clients through GMB, and I think he is the biggest client in the last financial year. And you won't believe he's passing on bonuses to my team members. So it's helping out. I mean, it's giving me good leads, and I think YouTube
How
works
did he go on GMB?
amazing.
How did he find?
So he was in Goa. He was around. He looked it up. He pinged multiple agencies, but he was impressed with our response speed. So
Yeah, response speed is so important, man. It's just that. सारी automation लगाने के बाद भी response speed तो तभी होगी जब बंदा phone करेगा. The other day did Rajesh call you about Taj Malabar?
I think
हाँ, तो ताज मालाबार called and he said वो lead है, आ गई, अगले दिन भी थी. मैं 3 दिन से उसको देख रहा हूँ कि ताज मालाबार था. I said इसका हुआ क्या? बात हो गई, उन्होंने कंपनी प्रोफाइल मांगा था, हमने दे दिया. I said बात तो कराओ. मैंने उसको फोन किया, 20-minute conversation. Oh, I know this person. And LinkedIn पे जाओ, 15 दोस्त वैसे ही दिख जाते हैं. Oh, I know this person. Great, so good to talk to you. When can we do the meeting? Then the meeting got fixed, which is next week. So that's what. अगर वो, I was thinking to my head, I can't do it, but somebody should have called the first day only. Instead of saying हमने हाँ फोन किया proposal, like what can we do आगे? वो तो wait कर रहा है बंदा. उसको नहीं, हमने फोन किया, उन्होंने फोन नहीं उठाया. हमने 3 बार फोन किया, उन्होंने फोन नहीं उठाया. भाई तो उसका जॉब वो अपना काम कर रहा है. That's just one part of the thing. Okay, what else? This is interesting. BNI, GMB.
Facebook lead ads. We've got some good conversations, and interestingly, we used to do webinars, which was in industry specific. So we did it for a real estate specific webinar. We hosted it. We got maybe 30 people online. Out of them, we had like 10 good conversations and 10 prospective leads. So I think if you are speaking and sharing through webinars, through YouTube videos, like there was another funny incident where one of the YouTube videos where I think I looked very bad and I sent in a quick mail and I said, please remove this off. And I thought I'd sent it. A couple of years later, I met this guy who on Facebook, just when I was starting my agency, he DM'd me and he said, let's meet. And I got to know that that lead came into that YouTube video, which I thought was removed by my email. Then I went my outbox, I saw that mail was still in the outbox and not sent. So I think, like you say, personal brand does make a difference. Your content around you that you create, if your story relates to someone and that strikes a chord, your leads are going to flow in.
Yeah, that does strike a chord, right? Good one.
And I think many agency founders get into the business, they do it for a short while, they get tired. And if you're in it for a long run and you are patient, I think your business will flow. Like
Right.
I keep telling people that it took, I think, 2 or 3 years for my dad to pass me my first lead for my own dad. So you have to be in the patience game. You can't say that nahi chal raha hai, nahi hone wala hai. Build your relationships with people. That's gonna help you see how you can help others.
Good
and it's
point,
gonna
yeah. Good
give
point.
you back. So
So
even
that-
same with your clients. Like even if you feel that this client didn't work for you, it's okay. Build that good rapport. See how you can help that client in future, and that client will come back. So
Wow.
that's also like a
Perfect.
good repeat.
Perfect. Yeah. मेरे डैड ने मुझे आज तक रीड नहीं दी. मैं सोच रहा हूँ आपने you just struck a chord inside. I have to work harder.
But your dad giving you a lot of suggestions. that
Yes,
are converting
yes,
to
yes,
lead
yes.
as well.
He's giving him leads.
Always one step from. थोड़ा सा और better हो सकता है. Yeah, please.
So for our agency, in the initial days of our agency, we used to generate leads through social media, lead generation ads.
What can you tell us one ad?
So like we are used to target like hospitals, real estate, and all the.
What was the creative? Tell us something that the audience who are listening can take back.
So want to upscale your business, so take our services, social media, we will manage your social media accounts, SEO, we do generate sales for your business. These kind of ads we used to run in the
Video or
initial days.
text or image?
So image creatives only, so both creatives and at the same time video format also we used to do. So for almost like 3 years we used to generate through like this only. So now from the last 2 years, we have been generating leads through SEO. So that is our primary source of leads. So because we rank now in the top first position when somebody searches for digital marketing agency in Hyderabad. Not only in Hyderabad, if they search for any like Vijayawada and Vizag also, we come in the top. It took me personally 3 years. I have been personally used it to work because at that time we are a team of 3 members only. I am the SEO guy, I am the social media guy. So after getting like set some at some point, I almost like want to close my agency because we are spending lot of bucks on the social media ads. So we are getting good amount of leads. So there is no point of like how many leads we are getting. We are getting good amount of leads at the same time. Cost per lead also very good, but we are unable to convert them. So we are lacking in sales part at that time. So it after we got into first phase initially, so we started getting calls organically. Then onwards we started decreasing the amounts of paid ads. So usually on daily basis, at least 2 to 3 calls I will get from organically. At the same time
So
through Google
100,
search.
how many do you convert?
So usually we are handling 15 as of now. We are not converting much. Okay. So still I need to build. I am the sales guy. Everything I am managing myself.
So you 100 calls,
Yeah.
and so you're losing that money.
So
right
most
now.
of the calls are like they just want to inquire.
But still, even if it's a 2% conversion, you have at least 2 clients. And what is your retainer?
So the thing is, so we are not so openly telling. So we are not currently concentrating on converting those because we are already busy with the current works right now. Some referrals, yeah.
See, that's why ये community बनी इसीलिए यार. हम वो सब बैठे हैं.
Doesn't mean we will not accept the thing. So we will send proposals and everything. So if we think
No, but the idea, I'm not serious. That collaborate with somebody and say, yeah, after 2 months I stop sending it to you because then I'll have enough bandwidth. अभी तो forward कर दो, let somebody close it and you do 50-50. Exactly. You guys are in the same city, right?
even for influencer marketing also, so nowadays we rank in the top for influencer marketing in Hyderabad.
Yeah, I'm saying seriously, before you don't leave for the day, you should tie up with somebody and don't waste that money.
You can connect with him. You are in the same city.
Yeah.
Apparently, what happens is every call that he would be getting, I would be getting that too. Because if
so
you
a lot of
Google
the-
right now, digital marketing agency, Hyderabad,
that
I was
is-
doing it. We are ranking on number 2 over there. So obviously, we'll be getting the similar.
You know,
calls, yeah.
when we started doing SEO and I stumbled upon digital marketing, that's a different story. I've said it many times. Hotelajanta.com was the guest house that my dad had. And we were on, I still have a screenshot. I have also put it online. We were on 7-8 positions. We were everywhere. Nobody was doing SEO. Hotels in Delhi, Delhi hotels, 3-star hotels, budget hotels, hotel near the हर उस पे 3-3, 4-4 पोजीशन थी. It was like first 5 overs of cricket, कोई फील्डर नहीं था, मारते रहो. So आप दोनों मिला के ऐसे एक वो बना लो, the Hyderabad agency cartel.
So SEO will take some time.
ये लोग किसी को आगे नहीं आने देते, सारा क्वेरी इन्हीं के पास रहती है. यहाँ विदेश हम यहाँ कर देंगे गोवा में. Good one, yeah. That's really good. That's really good. I have always had a problem that I did SEO 20 years ago and we were ranking all of these things. And for the last 10 years, I've not been able to do SEO. Internet Moguls does not rank on SEO. It's a pain point. It's also a show off thing, ना कि वो तो होना चाहिए यार. अब अपनी agency नहीं होगी तो
So even
कैसे?
in our website, we name it like in the first slider. So the heading will be we are the top number one
But
agency
that's a
in
big,
Hyderabad.
that's a big one.
So we made it in 3 years. So after then onwards, we are getting organically. Now, from the last 2 years, I haven't been spending any amounts on ads. So through one source is Google search, and second one is Google My
So
Business.
SEO is still relevant and it can still work and all of that?
Yeah, yes. Many people go and search for agencies in PR agencies, digital marketing agencies, social media agencies.
Yeah, I get. Like for me, search is go to WhatsApp, go to a community where we are and say, anybody, and वहीं से पता लग जाता है. So Google for me, I'm sure it's working, but it just feels that good to know.
So unlock SEO and through referrals mainly. So I do work with clients from the referrals mainly. Yeah, that's it.
We get a lot of referrals, and we also get inquiries through our website. We have decent SEO and social media. We get messages Mainly these ways, I think.
Okay. And that suffices for.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it does. We're in business and comfortable all year round, but I made a decision not to scale because after thinking about it for the first few years, I decided that I'm comfortable with a small business. It's less stress for me. It pays my bills and my staff are happy, and that's the kind of situation I want. That said, um, we have some clients from abroad, and I'd love to hear ideas from you about how you get more clients from abroad or from India, higher ticket. I think now we live in a world where uh, geography is like important. At least in our industry, there's plenty of options everywhere. So I find that Goa is a small economy and a weaker economy than the metros, and it can be hard to.
Find talent?
No, I don't find it hard to find talent. Again, we're a small business. We get applications. We're good.
Find clients.
Find higher paying clients. I think anyone from Goa, people may agree. I mean, it's a small market, so there's so many people that hotels, and there are clients that pay a bigger ticket, and then there's a lot of people who can't afford it. And even though our rates are generally less than the metros, simply real estate, for example. Nonetheless, uh, it has been it has been a challenge in the past. I feel like it's better now. It's easier, but yeah, I feel like you need a personal, at least at our size and scale, personal connect with clients, and that can be difficult to generate through, say, LinkedIn lead generation or whatever, like impersonal lead generation methods. At least for our work, that's been the case.
Okay. So I want to quickly shift gears to we got a few good insights about leads. Let's talk about everybody's favorite topic, sales. So is there like a predictable thing to close sales? Or you're like, no, I don't know. Fingers crossed, get into the situation. I'm feeling good. I feel like dressing well. I create an impression. Some days I don't feel like dressing well. I don't create an impression. Kabhi team like, do you guys have like a.
I feel like it's an ideal client scenario. Like when someone's a good fit with you and they're well primed in where they fall in the sales funnel. If they've heard good things, they're ready to buy when you have the conversation. We get a lot of conversions, but if they're not a good fit with the services you're offering, and if they are higher up in the funnel, then it won't close.
I have an ad because I'm always thinking in ads since I don't know since childhood because I love the fact that an ad is basically allows you to say so much in such a. So I have an ad in my head. I think the same client can be an ideal client and the same client can be नहीं मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है ऐसे. So here is how I want to do it. So Manmeet, please remind me. I think we should do an ad like this. A client is walking. He's walking into his 7 Series BMW, and his driver is holding his bag, and one of his 3 phones is ringing. One is his real estate project, जो सामने जा रहा है वो देखने के 10th floor का penthouse बना के नहीं. That's where his 500 crore project is running. उसके नीचे उसका 100 crore का छोटा सा होटल है. नीचे 4-5 और यहाँ उसके उसी सिटी में आगे उसकी 2-3 boutiques हैं. फिर उसके बच्चों का फ़ोन आ रहा है फ्रॉम अमेरिका पढ़ रहे हैं या जहाँ भी पढ़ रहे हैं. डैड मेरा क्रेडिट कार्ड ब्लॉक हो गया. डैड ये हो गया वो हो गया. देन हिज मदर इज इन हॉस्पिटल एंड से अच्छा मॉम आई कम एंड टेक यू. व्हाट हैपेंड? ये वो वाइफ ही इज हैंडलिंग. उसके बीच में उसने कल रात को जब वो आराम से फ्री था उसने एक ड्रिंक विस्की कर दिया और बैठ के उसने एक एजेंसी को ईमेल कर दिया. इन सब चीज़ों के बीच में एक उस एजेंसी का फ़ोन आता है. गुड मॉर्निंग सर, आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग यार क्या जस्ट सेंड मी अ प्रपोजल, आई एम बिजी राइट नाउ. दिस क्लाइंट इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. दिस क्लाइंट इज बिजी. You have not been able to sit down with him when इसके बाद वो कहाँ जा रहा है? शाम को क्लब जा रहा है, अपने दोस्तों के साथ बैठ रहा है या किसी इवेंट पे जा रहा है. कहाँ बैठ के उसको 15 मिनट बिठा के बात की जा सकती है. The same client has the money and the pain, but we are such a small part because tomorrow he's got bigger things to solve. हम कम ऑन यार, डिजिटल से तो मैं आपको करोड़ों का रेवेन्यू दे सकता हूँ, बात तो करो। हाँ, बट बात करने के लिए ऑलरेडी जो मेरे एग्जिस्टिंग पंगे चल रहे हैं उसमें से हमने उसको 15 मिनट अलग लेके आना है। दैट इज वाई द राउंड टेबल फॉर्मेट इज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग ऑन सजेस्टिंग टू पीपल। गेट पीपल इन अ रूम, बाहर का दरवाजा लॉक कर दो, उनको जाने मत दो जब तक उनकी पूरी भड़ास नहीं निकलती कि मेरे बिजनेस में ये नहीं चल रहा। आस्क देम द राइट क्वेश्चन, कम ऑन सेइंग हाउ, देन वंस इट्स जस्ट अ ह्यूमन, इट्स ह्यूमन, आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू कॉल इट, आई एम श्योर साइकाइट्री में कोई टर्म होगा। जब आप अपनी भड़ास निकाल लेते हो ना, then you want two things. One is acknowledgement. Three things: acknowledgement, acceptance. We don't want to say नहीं 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 आप गलत हो, because दुनिया तो वैसे ही मुझे बोल रही है, मेरा माइंड नहीं मुझे बोल रहा। Acknowledgement, acceptance, and then how? Like how do you suggest I should now navigate this? And then you say, you know what? I really like that thing you spoke about, this challenge. I have a thought. Can I share with you? And then you share your thought, and the guy should vibe with you. And you close that. It's a human relationship. स्पेशली जब वो टीम्स, सर मैंने उनको 3 बार फ़ोन किया, वो बिजी थे, उन्होंने फ़ोन, ऑब्वियसली वो बिजी थे, उन्होंने फ़ोन नहीं उठाया, बिकॉज यू आर द लोएस्ट इन हिज प्रायोरिटी लैडर। देखो तो सही उसके पास कौन से फ़ोन और आ रहे हैं, एंड जस्ट फिट इन समहाउ। नाउ ऑन दैट कॉल द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज, ही सेड गुड मॉर्निंग सर, नमस्कार, आप मैं 2 मिनट बात कर सकता हूँ? कौन है यार? अनदर क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी? नो, इट्स माई सेल्स पर्सन। Good morning, sir. Can I talk to you about your digital marketing query? No, email me, na. Who told you to call me? Because calling today means that you're taking my most precious commodity. Phone कैसे किया तुमने? हिम्मत कैसी है तुम्हारी फ़ोन करने की? तुम मेरे को जानते नहीं हो, सिर्फ जान पहचान के लोग फ़ोन करते हैं मुझे, और वो भी top 10. That people don't say it, but that's what they mean. But if there's a person who calls, who's got a very good command over their language, and they call and they say, Viresh, they don't say, they don't say, take your last name. सर तो कभी भी नहीं बोलना चाहिए। सर और मिस्टर आर्या, व्हाटएवर, हाय, इज दैट अभी? हाय अभी, आई एम, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन द पर्सन फील्स, सो हु इज दिस पर्सन? कुछ सीनियर ही हो, मेरे नाम से बता रहा है मुझे, यू नो, व्हेनेवर यू वांट टू ओपन अप। सो आई बोल के मैं थक, इवन यू नो पीपल हु यू टॉकिंग टू इन माई टीम ऑल्सो, मैं उन सबको बोलता हूँ प्लीज़ यार सर मत बोला करो। नहीं सर, रिस्पेक्ट होती है, ऐसे रिस्पेक्ट अपनी खत्म हो जाती है। दिस इज इंडिया, हम जज करते हैं, अच्छा मैं सर हूँ, हाँ फिर क्या? एक एटीट्यूड ऐसे बदलता है, उसको छोड़ दो। कॉल हिम बाय हिज फर्स्ट नेम, देयर इज नो डिसरिस्पेक्ट। इफ यू, उसका नाम है यार, डिसरिस्पेक्ट की क्या बात है? कॉल हिम बाय हिज फर्स्ट नेम, टेल हिम, you know what, the 3x3x3 का quick version or whatever, sell him something on the phone, the person will be like, you know, he's ready to talk. So anyway, any ideas on sales? आपकी बारी. Yeah, how should dad close more sales? Like you've gone to the office, you also negotiated a salary and all of that. So you must have seen some things which are happening which you feel can become better. How should they close more sales?
So more interaction with the client, like having more meetings with them, having more of a personal interaction with them, and having like a connection with the client would help them first stick around and also become more committed to your company.
So you're talking about the clients who are already there.
No, like even in a, like when you're talking, when the client inquires like, okay, I want your service, then also making a connection in that way at that time would also help them make a decision and choose you
So
over
traveling all
others.
over the country, meeting them, having dinner, lunch, doing these round tables, and maybe taking you with him for those meetings, that will help.
Just like having a interaction with them, having interactions with them, and having like a slight connection with them would of course, make them have a better opinion about you.
Right. Because phone पे, that's the most frustrating thing for me when teams कहते हैं सर आज ना 30 लीड्स आई थी, 10 ने फ़ोन नहीं उठाया, 20 को मैंने फ़ोन किया। फ़ोन क्यों किया? लाइक who are you to, like, oh my god, आज तो सुरेश का फ़ोन आया इंटरनेट मोगल से, लाइक उसकी तो लाइफ बंद। who are you? आप मतलब आप सीरियसली, आपके फ़ोन से उसको क्या फ़र्क पड़ रहा है? आपने फ़ोन कर दिया। You have to be seen, so we encourage Zoom calls, or you have to actually land up, show up, talk about your company, show everything. कितना कुछ होता है जो मिस कर देते हैं, बोलते हैं लीड नहीं आ रही। करोड़ों रुपए लीड्स पे खर्च चुके हैं। आई डोंट थिंक इतनी लीड्स की ज़रूरत है, जितना उससे बेटर तो यही है कि Zoom कॉल कर लो। एंड आई वाज थिंकिंग रिसेंटली टू गिव एन इंसेंटिव फॉर Zoom कॉल्स टू द क्लाइंट्स डिसीजन मेकर, क्योंकि पहले वो आता है कॉल पे, तो देयर शुड बी सम, this thing, maybe a digital marketing course for their team, which is worth 1 lakh rupees. You want to install it, you want to give you something, some kind of an incentive, Amazon का gift card. Why not? Cost of conversion भी तो 20-25 हज़ार रुपये होता ही है ना। लीड आई 10 लीड 2,000 की आई, 22,000 पे एक कन्वर्ट हुआ तो 22,000 की लीड हो गई ना। तो उसमें 5,000 रुपये Amazon का गिफ्ट कार्ड देके उनको Zoom कॉल पे क्यों नहीं ला सकते? आइडिया तो, people sponsor lunches and dinners for this only ना।
Come again on this. किसको देना है ये आप बोल रहे हो?
मेरे से जो या द डिसीजन मेकर का जो या द इन्फ्लुएंसर द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू से
The salesperson of the team who invite the decision makers on a Zoom call will be incentivized that.
या
अपनी टीम मेंबर कर सकता है।
नहीं उनकी टीम मेंबर हाँ के कॉल पे आओ ना क्योंकि वो एक बार वो हो गया ना वो एक बार कन्विंस हो गया तो वो बॉस को बता देगा हाँ उसी ने बताना है एंड you know he gets to know that okay this is a place where I'm going to be taken care of as well right so why can't this Amazon card or his trainings or all of that become part of something which we do every quarter for the team right so we have done many of these such exercises some clients have said कि नहीं आप हमारे तो we make it legal कुछ देते हैं तो Amazon के कार्ड के थ्रू देते हैं और ईमेल पे उनको कंफर्म कर देते हैं कि ये हमने आपको दिया है so nobody can say कि you're you know yeah because see I know I'm harping on that point again and again but what I'm trying to say is कि किसी ने बैठ के फॉर्म भरा और लीड भरी उसके बाद टीम बोलती थी लीड ठीक नहीं थी व्हाट यू कैसे ठीक नहीं थी वो पागल थोड़ी बैठ के लीड भर रहा है रात को लोगों का दिमाग खराब करने के लिए ऐसा नहीं 90% ऐसा नहीं होता recently what happened Tuesday I was sitting with the team and I said दिखाओ मुझे जोहो so सर ये होटल काम का नहीं है ये ओयो टाइप होटल है ऐसे चलो ठीक एक होटल या इसके 4 होटल भी ओनर्स होते हैं वो बात तो करो हमने उनको फ़ोन किया तो कहते छोटा सा था 24 रूम्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट ये वो तो कहते सर मेरे को वेबसाइट बनानी है ऐसे आप 1.5 लाख रुपए क्या हम तो बनाते नहीं एक सेकेंड वो AI से हमने बोला था ना जो बन जाएगी आपका खर्चा नहीं आएगा वो वाला मॉडल बेच दो हाँ सर हम आपको दे देंगे 150 में ठीक है बात दे के दे दो अभी हो जाएगा 2-3 दिन बस फ्री मनी 1.5 लाख रुपए कितने पैसे होते हैं बात ही नहीं कर रहे सर वो हमारी वो लीड हमारे काम करनी है आई यू नो सो आई थिंक दैट होल्स दैट्स अगेन दोज यंग इंटर्न्स गिव देम 10,000 रुपीज पर क्लोजर और सम क्रेजी अमाउंट टेल देम तू पका के लेके आ मेरे पास आई विल पुट द बॉल इन द गोल सो दे विल नॉट बी दे नॉट सैचुरेटेड इन लाइफ थके हुए हैं यार 50 चीज़ें हो रही है लाइफ में कहते कॉल कौन करे दे शुड बी एक्साइटेड एक और कॉल करना है एक और कन्वर्ट करना है सेल्स सो we have another few minutes for sales strategies.
Sales, like, in my organization, my BD team is the best of all, I feel. Like you rightly said, we have no sirs, no anything in the office. They're like crisp talkers up there. मतलब like BD team के अंदर they'll call the client with the first name. Hey, listen, the client बोलता है कि बाद में phone करो. They've been trained to do this. She would be like, listen, my calendar is busy from 12 to 12:30 now.
Lovely, love it.
Post 3, if you're free, I'll block my calendar. And then we make sure that we block the calendar also ताकि सामने वाले को भी बचते रहे. But it's like go back to the college days, like play hard to get. Dating life में that's what works when it comes to sales is what we learn.
Plus it allows you to get that self-respect and that intrigue that ये थोड़े different लग रहे हैं यार.
Right.
Otherwise it's a credit card. Seriously credit card वाले और वो credit card वाले उनको तो बेचारों को फिर भी 1000 कॉल करने की आदत है हमारी टीम तो थक जाती है सर 20 कॉल हो गए I don't think हमारा ऑफर चल रहा है हमारा ये at the drop of a hat you give up. Because I think it's also what's happening is because a lot of people in the newer generation are not used to meeting as many people. तो उनको एक आवाज़ है ऐसी आवाज़ ऐसे बोलती है नहीं अच्छा नहीं है. But you meet a person, you realize every person has money. Especially who sent your lead. Why would he send you the lead? I just keep thinking about that. But that's a good point, Dheeraj.
Second thing what I want to tell, what worked for us is like we also rank on GMB. तो we are always number top 3. तो उसके अंदर से calls आते हैं like most of them don't have the budgets and all and I take all the calls that they come to me. तो दिन के 4-5 कॉल आते हैं average and I play hard to get कि कभी कोई बंदे का the moment they start with what is your quotation, what is your price start with मैं मूड पे डिपेंड करता समटाइम्स मैं चलता हूँ 5 लाख रुपए मैंने कहा मुझे पता है बंदा 50,000 भी नहीं खर्चा करने वाला तो बोल दो 5 लाख रुपए करके and till date I had one case study wherein I told this person that we start from 3 lakh rupees and then he chickened out and whatever वो बंदे ने एक लीड लेके आया and my office is like इसके थ्रू आया है ना तो नहीं क्लोज करेगा अरे वो बंदे को पता है कि हमारा रिटेंशन 3 लाख रुपए है and he's got somebody because he can't afford it and that guy closed with us about 2.25 close किया whatever but it was like just you play hard to get you show yourself big over there and then it filters out good people out there
that's it's so amazing I'm so happy to hear that okay you just have to say यार नहीं I don't want that's why you say no low paying late paying toxic clients toxic हम ही बनाते हैं आओ पहले दिन से तो मैं आपको सर बोल रहा हूँ यस सर कितने बजे फ़ोन करूँ 6 सर मैं एक काम करूँगा 5:30 आपको याद दिला दूँगा 5 बजे आ जाऊँगा कॉफ़ी भी दे के पीछे खड़ा हो जाऊँगा और आपका दैट्स द इमेज दैट ही गेट्स. अच्छा ये तो उस टाइप का बंदा है. तो ये वाले बंदे के साथ जब आप 2 हफ्ते के बाद प्रपोजल की बात करोगे तो क्या बोलोगे उसको? आई रिस्पेक्ट योर 5 लाख रुपीज. नो, 50,000 में कर रही है दुनिया.
सर आई हैव एन एक्सपीरियंस. अभी हमने रियल एस्टेट में कोचिंग स्टार्ट करी है.
राइट.
तो वी स्टार्टेड द, ये पुरानी एक टेक्निक थी जो कप केक टेक्निक हमारे कम्युनिटी में किसी ने यूज़ करी थी. तो हमने अपना एक प्रपोजल बनाया और उसके साथ हमने एक पेस्ट्रीज का कलेक्शन बनाया और सीधा उनके एड्रेस पे भेज दिया. और उसमें एक छोटा सा वॉइस नोट डाला हुआ था कि इफ़ समबडी इन योर टीम लाइक द ड्रेसिंग सेंस ऑफ दीपिका पादुकोण एंड इफ़ यू आर गिफ्टिंग हर द ड्रेसिंग सेंस ऑफ आलिया भट्ट, इज शी लाइक इट.
अच्छा.
तो उन्होंने बोला तुरंत, उसके बाद मेरे बेटी को बोला ये क्या है. तो देन आई स्पोक टू देम कि आपका लीड अलग ऐड से आ रही है और आपके लोग बता अलग ऐड से रहे हैं, है ना. तो पेन पॉइंट अलग है और एड्रेसिंग अलग है, तो ये कैसे होगा. और इसके लिए मेरे पास एक कोचिंग सिस्टम है दैट इज कॉल्ड स्पॉट.
नाइस, इंटरेस्टिंग.
एंड सर दैट पर्सन इज वन ऑफ द टॉप मोस्ट बिल्डर ऑफ द रायपुर. एंड दूसरा चीज़ हमने उसमें और किया कि यू डोंट हैव टू साइन अप द एग्रीमेंट एज ऑफ नाउ. ठीक है, आपने समझा ये हो रहा है, कम विद द योर टीम एंड वी विल गिव अ डेमो क्लास एंड देन एंड देयर वी विल गोइंग टू साइन द डील. So we are supposed to get a deal of around 3 to 3.5 lakh rupees a month.
Lovely.
Because
Awesome.
he has the 500 people in their sales team, especially the telecallers. So
Very
this happened, sir, and this is all credit goes to you. क्योंकि ये आपने बताया था कि अगर उसका पेन पॉइंट कुछ और है, एड्रेस कुछ और हो रहा है, तो लीड तो चर्न हो रही है ना. एंड अराउंड दैट आइडिया आई ब्रिंग दिस हेड, सर. तो इसमें 3 लर्निंग थी मेरी. सबसे पहले उसको इनवाइट करो ताकि उसका डिसीजन मेकर तक आपका मैसेज पहुंच जाए. जब मैसेज पहुंच जाए तो अपना यूएसपी और डिफरेंशिएटर बताओ एंड देन उसके बाद अपना एक डेमो दे दो, आपकी कॉल क्लोज हो जाएगी. दिस इज सर आई डिड.
You know, my dad used to always say back in the day, वापस क्यों आए हो? तो उस टाइम जो हमारे जो मैनेजर थे और बाद में फिर when I was working with him, वापस क्यों आए हो? हम जब किसी डील के लिए जाते थे, हम वहाँ गए, वेट करे, वो बिजी था, तो डैड वापस क्यों आए हो? तो शुरू में जवाब जाता था 7 बज के 6 बजे, तो घर जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा वो? तो तुम क्यों घर आ गए? अरे हम क्यों आ गए? क्योंकि कंपार्टमेंटल किया हुआ इस टाइम से इतना एफर्ट होगा. सो दीज थिंग्स, यू नो, ही इज ब्रोकन अ लॉट ऑफ व्हाई डिड यू, या राइट नाउ व्हेन आई गो टू बॉम्बे, बैंगलोर एंड ऑल टू ट्रैवल, सो माय मॉम ऑलवेज आस्क्स मी, मॉम बीइंग मॉम, के कब वापस आओगे? माय डैड इज लाइक, व्हाई डू यू आस्क दीस क्वेश्चंस? काम तो पता ही नहीं होता कब होगा, किस चीज़ के लिए जा रही. यू कांट से ओके मैं डील साइन कराने जा रहा हूँ और सर परसों मेरा अच्छा मुहूर्त निकल रहा है, आप डील साइन कर देना. क्लाइंट विल साइन द डील व्हेन ही वांट्स टू साइन द डील. तो माय डैड से जब होगा तो आ जाएगा, यू नो. सो you go figure it out. Like it will happen when it happens. So this is what I think the team also needs to, and obviously they have to be heavily incentivized to think like this, but they should also think like that, that whatever it takes, get it done. But there's, you can't say you're running towards, पूरा शोर मच रहा है स्टेडियम में, टीवी दुनिया भर के चल रहे हैं, रोनाल्डो बॉल लेके जा रहा है, वो गोल करने के लिए रोनाल्डो बॉल लेके जा रहा है, एंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन अब कल अब सब लोग रुक जाओ. दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस इन बिजनेस. सब लोग रुक जाओ, फिर कल फिर से स्टार्ट करेंगे. सारी टीवी में वही एक्साइटमेंट आनी चाहिए, उस रोनाल्डो में भी वही एक्साइटमेंट आनी चाहिए, सबको भागना. ऐसे होता नहीं है. दैट इज वाई पीपल गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड व्हेन समबडी सेज कि मैं घड़ी देख के काम कर रहा हूँ. इट्स नॉट दैट नोबडी वांट्स टू गिव वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, बट दिस इज द नेचर ऑफ द गेम. इट्स अ गेम विच इज बीइंग प्लेड. द अदर गाय हु फील्स कि नहीं मेरे को रुकना नहीं है, वो जाके स्कोर कर देगा. आपने बैंक का लोन लिया हुआ है, आपने खर्चा लिया हुआ है, आपने अपने घर की जिम्मेदारियां ली हुई हैं. इट्स नॉट अ जोक कि हम रोक सकते हैं उसको. So, you know, that's what agency founders and teams need to understand, that when you're entering a business, because like, you know, चाहे वो intern हो या कोई भी हो, जब वो किसी business को enter करता है, he's getting into a very serious arena. 16, 17, 18 साल के बच्चों को जब आर्मी में डालते हैं, सबसे पहले उसके बाल काटते हैं, ये करते हैं, और उसको सुबह 2:45-4 बजे उठा के भगाया जाता है. भैया यहाँ ऐसे ही चलता है. देश की सेवा के लिए आए हो, कल बुलेट चलने वाली है, मजाक नहीं है ये. लेकिन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में अब हाथ जोड़ रहे हैं सब, देख रहे 15 मिनट और कर लेना यार, कर रहे कल आराम से आ जाइए. ऐसे कैसे चलेगी गाड़ी? सो वी हैव टू, आई थिंक दिस विल बी स्पॉइलिंग आवर ओन चिल्ड्रन इफ वी टेल देम कि नहीं चलो कर लो. आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट एवरीबडी इज नॉट अवेलेबल लाइक दिस, बट व्हाट माई सबमिशन इज कि अगर 10% बच्चे भी ऐसे हैं ना जो ऐसे काम करते हैं, तो कंटिन्यू अपना टाइम हायरिंग में ज़्यादा लगाइए कि आपको वो 10% मिले. डोंट सेटल फॉर द 80-90%, फिर तो वो तो कभी बात ही नहीं चेंज होएगी.
So I think just following on what you said, coach always said, and now that's what we coach a lot of teams on, sales teams as well. The first thing is sell to build a relationship, not to close, right? When you're meeting people, when you're discussing something, the objective of that is not a sale, but is to build a relationship, right? Make as many relationships as possible. Your closing will happen. And that relationship is not only about meeting, it's about wishing them on their birthday, it's about the small things. If their wife is unwell, asking them how they're doing, not, you know. So sales is all about relationships. And so that's what we want to do as well, making every meeting memorable. Can we give them something nice to take away, their birthdays, especially in high ticket. I love what you said, play hard to get. It's following the rules, like, because we also high ticket, we follow the rules of luxury selling. Luxury selling is anti-selling, right? For Rolex, you have to wait to buy a Rolex. You have to wait in line. You have to wait. The more arrogant you are, the more you want it, right? So similarly, in high ticket, how do you say, okay, I only have 2 slots available this week and that week? Like the other day, our team entered Rajiv Talreja's, just logged into a meet, and it is very clearly mentioned, if you don't show up for this calendar meet, we will not do if it's a no-show, we will not invite you again, you will not come again. So one is building a relationship. Second is following laws for high ticket of luxury, which is anti-selling, right? Don't follow.
Following laws for high ticket.
The laws for selling high ticket, what we follow is luxury selling, which is anti-selling, which is don't follow up too often. They'll think, oh, you want your business too often, right? So don't be available always, be inaccessible, connect them through your EA. The person will never sell, the owner, the founder will never sell. And so be less accessible, give a few slots, and even closing will depend on you, not on them. We will decide to take you. At the end of the meeting, we will decide whether this is the right fit for us, and we will get back to you whether we will take your business or no. Because when we work with you, we ensure that we will only work with you if we can grow your business. If not, so that's when we select whether we will work with you rather than them selecting whether they will work with us. So this is something that we follow from a luxury.
So you tell that you choose them is what you
Yes.
say. Okay. Where we are right now is like, no, we don't tell that we will choose you.
No,
but
we don't directly tell them we will choose you, but
what we tell is like, no, let's see if we are a fit for each other. So we give them the equal cushion, but at the same time, like, we also tell them, okay, we are also one of the decision makers.
We are also one of the decision makers. I like that. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Manmeet, for making this happen.